are living in a very difficult era. Our communities, our countries, our social network are so polarized for one reason or the other on many different levels. So what we try to do is work throughout the aisles on these challenging issues. We are all proud of our opinions, our thoughts, our background, our differences, but at the same time, we do not most of the time acknowledge others and their rights and their ideas. So what we try to do is open that discussion about coexistence. How could we, reach our goals? How could we be a good citizens in our community with all differences, without us being respecting other people's thoughts, ideas, and backgrounds? So what we try to emphasize on, despite all of these differences that we have, and these differences that represent wealth, because as much as we learn about each other and we talk about it, we understand the background or where the ideas come from, we tend to have the peaceful understanding and deep thoughts, because it touches each one of us. With our differences, there is a wealth of information, wealth of experiences, wealth of knowing each other on a human being level. And also we have to look at our goals. How could we reach our goals with a fragmented community or society? We cannot do that. Whether I have a right or a left ideas or political views or religious views, to reach our goal, to have a peaceful community and country, we need both of us. The birds cannot fly with one wing. We need a right and a left wing to fly. The views of of people, differences, you can see it all over the world. You can see it within one family, you can see it in the community, you can see it on a country level. The reaction towards these differences varies between different groups. So if the country have basic democracy and human rights and respect for human rights, you see these challenges, these differences are less to become more tensioned. But if the country is suffering from conflict and there are a lot of uncertainties for the future, or there is a war zone or a conflict zone, you see these kind of emotions and differences become more and more of a reason to create another conflict or deepening the conflict. So we as a human being, we have the tendency to do that. It's our choice, whether you want to make it for the better or you make it for the worse. And we always push for that. We want to be agent of change. And this change comes for peaceful respect, peaceful understanding, peaceful communities, and peaceful countries, and mutual understanding, coexisting, inclusion, despite all of our differences. I am hopeful to reach the goals that I am working on. Working on critical issues and difficult issues such as radicalization, gaining rights for minorities, helping people who've been jailed or detained for saying a word or for writing a tweet online. All of these things are emotionally draining. But you have to be passionate about the work you do. And you have to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Because without this work that we have been doing, we will not reach a good result. If we let go of things that passes in front of our eyes and we as a human being, let alone as an NGO or civil society organization, let things go, without taking an action, then we are not, part of a good citizenship is to correct what's wrong. And we take it as a responsibility among ourselves to make that help, that reform, not only reform on the ground, but also reform in the way of thinking. How could we help people understand their rights, understand the basic essence of a human and civil rights, and how could we help them gain these rights? Most of the time, these people deprived from their rights, and they do not know it. How can we deliver this information to them? How could we help them with the small experiences that we have?